All right, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with a what should Klab change in Bleach Brave Souls to make our lives better, and in my opinion, just make the quality of the game much more, not necessarily pay to win or free to play friendly or whatever the hell you guys like to just like complain about. Because let's be real here, there's a lot to complain about. First and foremost, let's go into my problems with this cell function. I don't like that I have to forcibly select 50. I was hoping to be able to, at the very least, select all. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to just be able to select everything all at once instead of only 50 at a time. Sometimes I summon a lot. Like right now, like I don't even know how many like 3-star accessories I have, let alone the 2 stars and 1 stars that I've dumped. Another thing that I dislike in this new function, and this, like, keep in mind that this is all petty little stuff, but like, in my opinion, quality of life is quality of life. And for example, 4-star or lower, I wish that you guys let me choose a raid material. That way I don't have to like click 31, then I have to click a bunch of times to like unclick all my raid materials. Like, hopefully they can get that sorted out. Trying to think of familiars. We'll go into the epic raids in a bit. Materials, okay with materials. Increase the drop rate of the resurrection rings to way too many tickets at this point to farm resurrection rings. I've gone 30 tickets without even getting 5, which is not cool, especially considering how valuable, in my opinion, soul tickets are nowadays. Like, if I have to choose between a 5-star or like 2 brave soul tickets and 5 resurrection rings, I'm picking those brave soul tickets, right? Okay, so going into the accessories menu, probably my biggest pet peeve is going to be their reroll feature. Your reroll feature is way too outdated. I think that this is probably the reason that half of the people quit this game to begin with. Like, just the fact that if you reroll, guys, especially for you newer players, the editing brushes, do not see these rolls that you like, you see these rolls, how it looks like a little lottery effect. This is heavily weighted. The chances of getting attacked 30, spiritual pressure 30 are about 1%, which is disgusting. And then all stats 6% is pretty high. So a lot of people are complaining about getting stamina 24% all the time. It's like, why do I keep getting stamina? You're getting stamina 24% because there's like a 40% chance for you to get stamina 24%. That's by design. That is not a bad quote unquote RNG, other than it's weighted in order for you to get stamina 24. So that's like my main issue in terms of re-rolling accessories. Like, I think it's really disgusting personally. I just don't like that it's not really too it's not too glaring, which comes into my next point about Transcendence feature. I personally like the Transcendence feature. The things that I would personally change is, do not lock this extra stat boost lottery behind a 5 out of 5 paywall. I think that this should be available for literally everyone, considering how expensive it is to use these Transcendence points or to pull a duplicate. Now, I think that you should be able to use your Transcendence points, but I don't think that you should be able to use duplicates until that character is a 5 out of 5 special. A reason for that is it forces you to actually work on the character as you pull dupes. And let's be real here, if a character is already 1 out of 5, let's go here. If a character is already 1 out of 5, like, this the extra stat boost should be open but not available to being able to use dupes. I think that you should be able to use your Transcendence points for that roll. And the reason that I think that the roll is very, very important is, guys, it is not a 1 in 15 chance of getting a like SP plus 500. If you actually click here on this little spot, you'll see that you have a 4% chance of getting spiritual pressure plus 500. You have a 4% chance of getting focus plus 1,000, which is a good roll, by the way, very, very good roll. And attack 500 is 4%. So you only have a 4 times 5. Wait, stamina SP. Yeah. 4 times 5. You have a 20% chance of getting a 3-star roll. And let's be real here, defense is pretty garbage. So you only have a 16% chance of, when you spend 20,000 Transcendence points, to actually get a 3-star slot, and that's including stamina plus 1,000, which is kind of useless as of right now. I think that the stats are a little too inflated, but if Klab actually has a reason for the Transcendence system to be so strong, then I'll be fine with it. Another thing is, I feel like the Transcendence system is a more of a replacement of link slots, not by the Transcendence over link slots or whatever, but more as this way you don't actually have to farm max link slotted characters in the future. Keep in mind, back in the day, we were very heavily restricted on how many characters we could get to level 200 from 150 back in the day. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start giving us out, like if they start giving us more scrolls, etc., etc., simply because they've already started giving us more spiritual pressure scrolls just from this point event to begin with. Okay, into their summons, they need to come out with deals. Like, y'all need to have like a 50% off deal that would convert a lot of free-to-play players into being pay-to-play, and that would also give more incentive for people like me who do want to spend money on this game but literally have no real reason to. Like, literally the most I've spent in this game was like pretty much 550 this year, simply because it was Mugetsu. If I didn't have Mugetsu already 3 out of 5, I would have literally spent nothing on Mugetsu. I literally would have just been like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for a seasonal ticket, you know. Going into these accessory slots, these accessories, excuse me, gold Yukis and Pupples are useless. They're okay, they're usable, but they're nowhere near as strong and as like omnipotent as these gold chappies. Gold chappies are incredibly good, and they've been made even stronger now with this focus update. Honestly, I feel like if you guys just remove this focus reduced to 0, I think that that would actually balance these accessories, not make them broken, but just make them actually very, very good. My issue is a lot of the complaints that I get whenever I bring that up is people will say, it's like, oh, but the focus is 0 is the whole point of Yukis and Pupples. No, the whole point of Yukis and Pupples was so that SP units could like actually get a bit of survivability when it comes to PvE content. And now that focus is not only usable but very, very important, I feel like that could be good. And it's not like these Yukis and Pupples are like broken. Like, they don't increase your focus, that which in turn is damage now, like the Hollow Bait and Fortification pill. They literally just increase your stamina and spiritual pressure. That's it. And attack, of course, for the Pupples, but you get what I mean. I would say something about buffing the headband and the sunglasses, because those are honestly pretty whack, to be honest. I think that they should be like let me just quickly go into that accessory. The accessory 5-star. Yeah, so these thick nerd glasses, I think that it should be like 75% chance to nullify range resistance. Like, I don't think that it's cool that this is locked behind a quote-unquote paywall, or the tickets and the headbands as well. Yeah, 30% chance. I don't like that. It should be much higher, considering that means that like 30% of your damage is going through. Like, that's not cool, especially considering you're wasting an accessory slot just to do Senkaimon. The guild function, I think guild quests are pretty boring personally, but at the very least they're somewhat usable. Like, the guild function in general is usable in epic raids, excuse me. That I brain farted right there. PvP system, honestly, I think that PvP would be pretty cool if you guys would add a rules function, just like you have with guild quests. I would love like a rules function, give more versatility to a lot of characters, as well as change up the meta on a weekly basis. You could even put it completely on RNG in order to make this whole PvP experience a little more versatile. I think it would bring out a lot of new team comps, a lot of new different variations. Another thing, rework this team effect. I think that this team effect, I feel like teams are so garbage in BBS in terms of like team composition. Like, I don't even think of the team I'm trying to build. I just level up a character, I put them in a team, I level them up, and that's pretty much all I do. Like, there's no thought in it unless it's PvP, in which case I just put the best characters and hope that one of them is a boost. Going into epic raids, my biggest pet peeve in epic raids is simply the fact that you restrict a lot of characters from being able to play, just by the sheer fact that you cut off so much of the roster from being able to deal damage. Like, let me see. Right now we have Hiyori and Shunsui. Let's go with all the tech characters, right? Hiyori, Shunsui, Stark, Yumichika, and Byakuya. Okay, so if I go here and I sort by all my tech characters, every single tech character here for the most part is completely useless and unusable for epic raids. There's no there's no real redemption, which is really horrible for me. Like, I think that what you guys should do is add at least 3 of each element. Like, have 15 to 20 characters. I understand that that's going to cut into your profit margins, but for quality of life and making like people actually want to play your game, I think that that's going to be, in my opinion, kind of crucial. Like, and another big issue that I have is you guys end up putting a lot of these quote unquote limited banners, right? You have Nemu, Banken, Toshiro, Mayuri, which sure they're new, but like, let's be real here, not a lot of people are going to be summoning for Hiyori or Hachigen in the mid-month, or I think Yoruichi was end of the month, Sajin. Like, let's be real here, nobody actually went, yeah, I want Sajin for sure. All right, and then you have like Kaien, who's pretty much unusable in all functions of the game, as well as this Yumichika. Like, they're okay, right? They're usable, quote unquote, but they're pretty bad. Same thing with this Orihime. So, I mean, just honestly, just add at least one more layer of each attribute. Make sure that they're characters that have been on several premium, no, not premium, excuse me, on several filler banners in double chance. I think that'd be great. Like, I think TLA Soifon should be at the very least considered for the rotation. We had White Zangetsu in it. We've had quite a lot of people, but at the same time, all at once, like, come on, man. Especially now with this Transcendence function, I think that you guys should be like, okay, if they have at least a level 5 Transcendence slot, they deal ×2 damage. I think that'd be amazing, because that means that one person can like work on one character and they won't be completely useless to people, which, like, let's be real here. If I go into random matching, oh wait, I mean, yeah. Let's go into random matching. Let's see exactly what kind of scum of the earth I end up running into, right? Let's go into power, join. So check this out. Mod, don't attack. Great, nice. We have modders. Good job, Caleb. Good job. But yeah, y'all see my point. The friend system is fine. I wish that there was a little bit more interaction with your friends. Orders are fine. Gift box is pretty fine in my opinion. Oh, right here. If I go into events, I would like to see all of this stuff organized a little more cleanly. I don't like having to scroll all the way up, right? Now, say I'm done farming this. I wanted to get some resurrection rings. Now I have to scroll all the way down. So what I think that you guys could do is these like nightmare quests you can put like over here on the left side. Like, there's plenty of space. You can do like upgrade materials, and here, like, if you click here, it'll open up all your like, it'll open up an entire tab over, like, it'll open up pretty much this menu and show you like crystals, jewels, droplets, resurrection rings, right? And then if I tap like over here, like a raid, it'll bring up all the raids that are currently out, current events or weekly events, and that'll pull up Inheritance Zone, this Mayuri quest, and yeah. And then like over here you can do like intensive course and like whatever. I feel like this could be a little bit more organized. It could look a lot more cleaner. And Chronicle quests, make this a lot easier to get into the free chapters. I think it's very I think it's very scummy that you force people to do like 15 runs of this just to get to the next quest, and then when they go to try to do the next quest, they get told, oh, you have to go all the way back here, and then you have to farm this one for the small drops. Now you have to farm a bunch of other stuff. You have to do this, you have to do this. Also, like, maybe add more bonus characters. Like, I don't like that there's only 4 bonus characters. Like, what if someone never pulls those characters? Great, now they're pretty much screwed out of a lot of stuff, especially if you don't have the fragments. Like, if you're missing like a New Year Rukia, which is a completely limited character, congrats, you're just cut everyone off from like a very big bonus. That's a lot of soul tickets that you're gonna end up having to waste if you don't have the bonus, right? So like this one's a completely limited unit. So you have Swimsuit Orihime, you have New Year's Rukia, and then you have I think these are fine. These guys get released very often. But New Year's Rukia and Swimsuit Orihime, I'm fine with them being fragment plus 100 and or damage plus times 2 or whatever. But I feel like you could do a little better. I know you, Caleb. Y'all could definitely do better. Come on, man. I have faith in you. But anything else that I could possibly think? Ah, right. Okay. I feel that the teams need restructuring. I feel like every team should be independent of itself. Like I want to be able to have my Ichigo linked with this Yoruichi, with this Mayuri for that SP bonus, without having to unlink them and then not being able to use these characters ever, right? So like if I want, like, even though Mayuri and Yoruichi aren't on this team, if I click on this Ichigo, click heart strength set cooldown, like I'm gonna have to scroll all the way down. As you can see here, these characters, can't use them ever, right? Can't use them until I remove them from the team, remove them from whatever. Like I feel like it's just anti-consumer a little too much. Like I feel like this should be restructured again. And I think that this epic raids is really cool. I love the previous build. I feel like something along the lines of this should go into co-op. I feel like co-op should be independent of your teams as well. Like I feel like you should bring the epic raids thing for the co-op. I think it would make life hella easier for people, and I think that the quality of life would be overall much better. I have no complaints of Sinkaimon. Some people are going to complain that it's too inaccessible. I think it's fine to an extent, right? But I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all know this guy's grind on, catch up, pick up, stay blessed. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, I hope this was somewhat informative, especially to some newer players who are still unaware of little upgrade changes. I know that a lot of people brought up the whole we need more soul tickets, but like, guys, let's be real here. I don't know any other gacha game ever to do a ×5 run. I've seen ×2 runs, I've seen ×3 runs, but never ×5. So sure, do I wish that we got more runs and stuff like that? Sure, yeah, definitely. But I don't think that that's like a quality of life change. Like, I think that being able to do a 5 runs and use 25 tickets is much better than forcing us to do 25 runs. Like if we had to manually do 20, well, I mean, you would auto, right? If you had to do 25 runs, you wouldn't even be complaining about I need more soul tickets, right? So I think that being able to do the ×5 runs is just fine the way it is currently. I think it's cool. And yeah, I mean, back in the day, dude, we had 5 soul tickets. There was no ×5 runs. We had 5 soul tickets. You would have to wait like however long. You have to wait like an hour to play again. And then like, oh my god, bro, back in the day when I started this game, I would literally go to sleep for like 45 minutes, wake up, use my 5 tickets, go to sleep, wake up 45 minutes after, you know, do my soul tickets again. I was on the grind, bro. I was on the grind. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, this guy's grind on, catch up, people stay blessed. I hope this video was informative. I hope this video wasn't like crapping on Klab. That's not the point of this video. The video is simply just for hoping that Klab sees this and hoping that they take my little 2 cents into account. I don't think I've asked for anything unreasonable. I didn't ask for hundreds of thousands more orbs or like free orbs or whatever. Just quality of life changes that I think would make the experience for the consumer and average player just a lot more convenient. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.